I'm Charles Benson with TMJ4 inside the federal courthouse in downtown Milwaukee with John Diedrich. He's the investigative reporter for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. We have sat through 3 days of testimony. The federal government has rested its case. So here we are. It's day 4, Thursday. Now we're going to hear from the defense. What do we expect?
Well, before we get to that, there's going to be a motion to dismiss. Those are routine, and in this case, there might be a little bit more to it. Maybe the immunity claims. After that, we can expect 4 witnesses. The big question that will come up is, will Judge Dugan herself be a witness? Will she take the stand in her own defense? And that's risky. If you do that, you could be incriminated yourself, but it's also a path to acquittal.
But what will be interesting, she's a skilled person. She knows how courtrooms operate. So she'll be known, her defense team will be able to sort of guide her, but she will face cross-examination as well.
Oh, for sure. She would have friendly questioning if she does take the stand. And it's important to note, no defendant has to take the stand, right, exactly. And it does not work against them. But she would have friendly questions from her attorneys, and then she would have very unfriendly questions from the prosecutors.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, we heard from a lot of people who work inside the courthouse and work inside Dugan's courtroom, and a lot of talk about what was Judge Dugan doing, what sort of direction did she give Eduardo Flores Ruiz to go out, what we've talked about a lot of times, that non-public hallway and potentially through a different exit that the public is allowed to use.
Yeah, so really that hallway is the unusual part, for sure, that comes out. There's things that happened in her courtroom, taking the matter off the record, things that are routine in misdemeanor court. That hallway appears to be, and we thought at the beginning it would be key, and that has proven out to be the case. That is a way out of the courtroom that prosecutors have highlighted that constitute one of the elements of obstruction.
Yeah, it's a key part to the government's case. But we did hear from Flores Ruiz's attorney, Mercedes de la Rosa. And what did we think you learned from that in terms of how she saw those events?
Well, it was interesting. I mean, she took us in there into the hallway herself, how nervous she was, what was going to be on the other side of the door. That was her testimony. But what she didn't say is that Judge Dugan walked her all the way down and said, go this way, this would be the way to get away from the agents.
Yeah, because there was a staircase there as well that could have changed the outcome of where they actually ended up, which was back in a public hallway. All right, so closing arguments could come Thursday today?
Thursday afternoon, right. So later today, we'll be looking at closings, and the jury could have this case later this afternoon.
All right, he's John Diedrich. I'm Charles Benson. Back to you.